Imagine this. It's the middle of the night. Russia is sleeping. And suddenly, 347 drones are flying through Russian skies at full speed. Moscow, targeted, 20 regions hit. Russia's most powerful air defense system working overtime. And the world is watching. This wasn't a small attack. This wasn't a warning shot. This was Ukraine sending one message to Putin, loud and clear. We can reach you, anywhere, anytime. And the craziest part? This happened just 2 days before Russia's biggest national holiday, Victory Day. The one day Putin wanted to show the world how powerful Russia is. Instead, he had to cancel his own military parade, shut down Moscow's internet, and hide his tanks. So today, we are breaking down exactly what happened, why it matters, what Russia did in response, and what the future of this war looks like. Stay with me, because this story gets even bigger. To understand this attack, you need to understand what was happening just days before. Ukraine offered Russia a ceasefire, a pause in fighting, a chance for peace, even if temporary. Russia said no. Not only did Russia reject the ceasefire, they kept launching their own missiles and drones into Ukraine, non-stop, day and night, killing civilians, hitting power grids, bombing apartment buildings, destroying hospitals. In just one night before the ceasefire deadline, Russia killed 27 people across Ukraine. 12 of them died in a single airstrike in Zaporizhzhia. 5 more were killed in a double-tap missile strike on a gas facility in Poltava region. In Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city, a drone strike wounded 9 people, including 3 children. 3 children wounded while sleeping in their homes. And Russia called this cross-normal military activity. Ukraine's President Zelensky looked at all of this and said, "Enough." He warned Russia publicly and clearly. Russia has not stopped any type of its military activity. Ukraine will act symmetrically. That word, symmetrically, is very important. Because Ukraine didn't just talk, Ukraine delivered. On the night of May 7th, Ukraine launched one of the most aggressive and coordinated drone attacks in this entire war. 347 drones fired toward Russia, all in one night. These weren't random strikes, these were coordinated, calculated, and aimed at specific targets across 20 Russian regions, including Moscow itself. Russia's air defense systems went into full panic mode. Sirens were going off across the country, soldiers scrambling, radar systems working at maximum capacity. They shot down as many drones as they could. But here's the thing. Even when you shoot down a drone, the fear doesn't go away. The sirens still sound. People still run to shelters. Cities still go dark. Life still stops. And that psychological damage, that's exactly what Ukraine wanted. Because here's what made this attack truly different from everything before. Ukraine didn't just hit border areas. Ukraine went deep. 600 miles inside Russian territory, Ukraine struck the Chuvashia region. Let that number sink in. 600 miles. That's like striking a city on the complete other side of the country. A place most people haven't even heard of. A place Russia thought was completely safe. Untouchable. Protected. 2 people were killed. 34 were wounded. A full state of emergency was declared in the region. Zelensky personally confirmed the targets: military industrial facilities, weapons factories, ammunition supply chains, the very backbone of Russia's entire war machine. And just days before this, Ukraine had also struck Kyiv's energy infrastructure. Russia had struck Ukraine's energy infrastructure again, cutting power to hundreds of thousands of homes. Ukraine's response was direct and brutal. You hit our power. We hit your factories. Ukraine wasn't just fighting back anymore. Ukraine was fighting forward. And the message to every Russian city was crystal clear. No one is safe, not even you, not even 600 miles away. Now let's talk about what Russia did next. Because this is where things get really interesting. And honestly, a little embarrassing for Putin. Russia was preparing for Victory Day, May 9th. This is the single most important holiday in all of Russia. It marks the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in World War II. Every single year for decades, Putin stands in Red Square. Tanks roll through the streets of Moscow. Missiles and military equipment are displayed for the entire world to see. Thousands of soldiers march in perfect formation. It's basically Putin's favorite day of the year. His moment to say, look how powerful we are. Look how strong Russia is. Fear us. But this year, everything changed. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, there were no tanks, no missiles, no military equipment in the Victory Day parade. Russia, the country that loves showing off its military power to the world, quietly removed all of its weapons from its own military parade. Why? Because they were genuinely scared that Ukraine would target and destroy them on live television. Think about how humiliating that is. Putin couldn't even display his own army's weapons on his own country's most important holiday because he was afraid of Ukraine, and it didn't stop there. Moscow shut down all mobile internet and text messaging across the entire capital city on May 9th. An entire major world capital completely disconnected from mobile communications. Because Russia's own government could not guarantee basic security in their own capital city on their most symbolic national day. The Kremlin's spokesman Dmitry Peskov tried to spin this, blaming Ukraine and calling it terrorist activity. But the whole world could see through the excuse. Russia was not acting like a country that is winning a war. Russia was acting like a country that is afraid. Now let's zoom out. Because this attack is not just about one night of drones. This is about a massive shift in the entire war. Think back to 2022. When Russia first invaded Ukraine, the expectation was that Ukraine would fall in days, maybe weeks. Ukraine had no long-range strike capability, no advanced drones, no ability to hit deep inside Russia. Fast forward to today, 2026, 4 years later. Ukraine is now striking 600 miles inside Russian territory. Ukraine is launching nearly 400 drones in a single night. Ukraine is hitting military factories, supply lines, and energy infrastructure deep inside Russia. And Russia, with one of the largest and most expensive militaries on Earth, cannot figure out how to stop it. This is not just a military shift. This is a complete reversal of the narrative. Putin told the Russian people, "We are winning. You are safe. The war is far away." That narrative is now dead. Russian citizens in cities like Chuvashia, cities that had nothing to do with military operations, are now waking up to sirens, explosions, and emergency declarations. The war came to them, and this is exactly Ukraine's strategy. Don't just defend your own land. Make Russia feel the cost of this war on Russian soil. Make Russian citizens ask their own government, why is this happening? Why are we not safe? When does this end?